Lord Vader.
Yes, master.
Rise. Sup, fams? Welcome to my Star Wars marathon, where I review all 9 original Star Wars theatrical films, along with 2 special films. So today we'll be talking about, finally, something that I've been really wanting to talk about. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Coming up right now, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Alright, quiet on set. Scene 1, take 1. Action. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is once again written and directed by George Lucas. Stars Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker, Ian McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, Natalie Portman as Padme Amidala, Christopher Lee in a small cameo as Count Dooku, Ian McDiarmid once again as Chancellor Palpatine, and then he becomes Darth Sidious, and then he becomes, well, he's Darth Sidious, but then he becomes Emperor Palpatine. Frank Oz is the voice of Yoda, and Samuel Jackson as Mace Windu. So the story goes is that finally the Clone Wars have begun. The Chancellor has been kidnapped by the Trade Federation, and now 2 Jedi Knights have been dispatched. Anakin Skywalker and a Jedi who is now a Jedi Knight, and Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. So they go on this rescue mission, and then you meet General Grievous, which I actually really love General Grievous. And then everything goes well. Count Dooku is finally killed off. Anakin kills Count Dooku off with some very, very Sith-like pressure from Chancellor Palpatine. Well, before the success of the mission, General Grievous escapes, but So now they had to kill General Grievous in order for the war to end. So then they leave it up to Obi-Wan Kenobi to go after him, but then again, Anakin has a tough time fitting in with the Jedi Council because he wants to be in the Council and be a Jedi Master. But they don't grant, they offer him the spot in the Jedi Council, but they did not grant him the rank of Master. So he's mad about that, which, I mean, justifiably so. So Padme is pregnant with his children, and then he has a nightmare about her dying in birth. So he wants to figure out a way to save her life, and then he gets seduced by Darth Sidious. In order to save Padme, you must become, his apprentice. While in the meantime, Obi-Wan Kenobi is going after General Grievous. Hello there, General Kenobi. But then again, a lot of bad stuff happens, and then the rise of the Empire begins. And the fall of Jedi also begins. And the end of an era begins. Man, I remember I was in school. I was like, in 4th grade when this film came out, and holy crap. It was released in 2005, I forgot to mention that. And oh boy, I remember the hype surrounding this. I remember was just seeing Anakin being in these dark robes and his eyes are Sith glowing. It's just so cool. And again, the toys were selling pretty well too. And I didn't get it. I actually was about to see it in theaters, but then again, I can't believe I missed out on it a day after when they pulled it from theaters. But I ended up seeing Batman Begins, but still, it was an awesome movie, but I wanted to see Star Wars. So I waited until I saw it on DVD, and boy, oh boy, do I have a lot to say about this. So let's get on what I don't like. Again, some of the acting is not all that good. It's pretty wooden sometimes. Some of the script is pretty bad, like this one scene, of course, you guys know. You're so beautiful. That's because I'm so in love with you. No, that's because I'm so in love with you. So love is blinding you? Oh boy. Oh, I just cringe just doing this scene. Ugh. Forgive my bad acting. I mean, I'm an actor, but I just didn't want to put the energy on that because it was just so cringe. And even though, again, the CGI is top notch, but I think it's just way too much CGI, especially on Commander Cody, one of the clones. Come on, man. You can just fit him on a freaking clone trooper suit. I mean, come on, man. But yeah, that's just it. So let's just get on what I love about this film. And what I love is Hayden Christensen. Yeah, I really, really understood why Anakin was just so mad at the Council, because the Council was just using him with so many stuff. Because he's the only Jedi that cares, that has feelings and emotions. And also, he married Padme. He's married to Padme in secret. And really, man, that guy has way too much peer pressure on him. And I feel like Obi-Wan knows that he's married to Padme, and he even is helping him out just to low-key, stay safe. Man, I just love, from the opening scene, aside from all the action just taking place, I love the chemistry between Obi-Wan and Anakin, because in the original trilogy, they talk about how they're such good friends. like father and son and brother and brother. You see that. I in my opinion, I love it. I finally get to see that, and man, it's just so cool. Their chemistry is really good. The jokes they say behind them is really good. The chemistry works, and Hayden Christensen puts a lot of emotion in this movie. I wanted that in Attack of the Clones, and I got that here, and I just love it. Ian McDiarmid finally, all eyes on him, all eyes on him. Man, when he reveals that he's the Sith Lord to Anakin, man, Anakin pulls out his lightsaber, and then he was just like, "Are you going to kill me?" And he was just like, "I can feel your anger. It gives you focus." I'm like, oh, frick, man, this guy, you know, he doesn't care if he kills him. Especially that one scene when he talks about, it's about mythology. I love this theme of mythology in this one, where they're in that opera house, I believe. And he just talks about the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise, and that's just a nice little scene. It adds to the mythology when it talks, because Star Wars has always been about mythologies, and this is a prime example about mythology. Talks about stories and legends and history being passed on from generation to generation, and it's amazing. Even though when you find out that Darth Plagueis is killed by his apprentice, and you know that the apprentice was Darth Sidious. And also here's a little nitpick. And when Anakin, you know, he kills Mace Windu, which is Mace Windu, man. I love Samuel Jackson, but man, I just don't like how he said, "The oppression of the Sith will never return. You have lost." You know, Samuel, you could have said it more better with that, but all right. But but when Anakin becomes Darth Vader, I just thought it was way too quick, but it was, you know, it was not that bad. The cinematography, even though it's a lot of CGI, but the way this film looks is just bigger looking. It's grander, it's more beautiful. It looks like a painting has come to life. It looks like a kind of like a Stanley Kubrick film, especially that scene where Anakin, he's Darth Vader, he has clone troopers behind him, and he's just marching down onto the freaking Jedi Temple, ready to slaughter some younglings. Let me say that again. He marched into the Jedi Temple to kill some Jedis, Padawans. But yeah, and it was just so cool. Especially, as much as I'm not saying that when he speaks he's bad, but no, I love it when Anakin is quiet, especially when he kills the Separatists and stuff like that, declaring the war over. When he's not saying anything and he's emoting with his facial emotions, stuff like that. Oh man. Especially when he does that iconic scene when he just looks at the camera and half his face is covered and he has his hood on, and half his face covered and he has his glowing Sith eyes. I'm like, oh, I freaking love it. I just love it. The action is amazing. Of course, the opening scene of the Battle of Coruscant is amazing. The fight between, almost a Darth Vader, between Obi-Wan Kenobi and General Grievous is just splendid. The battle between Yoda and Darth Sidious is phenomenal. Or should I say Emperor Palpatine, because when he was fighting Darth Sidious, he already became an emperor. He already has become Emperor Palpatine, so the empire is established. Well, at the same time, we have, in my opinion, the saddest fight scene battle fight scene in any Star Wars film, in my opinion, which is between Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Father and son, brother versus brother. Well, they're not really brothers, but you know, apprentice and master dueling it out. And in my opinion, I remember when I rewatched it, I was just tearing up a bit because the music score by John Williams is, he brings his egg, it's top notch, it's top high tier John Williams music. And when Battle of the Heroes is playing, I just start crying because it's so sad. It's epic, but yet at the same time, it's so sad. You see these two lifelong friends trying to kill each other, and man, it is heartbreaking. I mean, people are like, oh, it's so epic, but I'm just like, can you just, Obi-Wan, can you just put down the lightsaber and just have a talk with him? Man, if there's any nitpick I have of that fight, aside from, I'll talk about it in a bit, I just wish that Obi-Wan can just stop dealing with absolutes, because he just said only a Sith deals in absolutes, and I'm like, you're gonna kill him. Doesn't matter. You're gonna kill him because what Yoda told you to. And I just wish that Obi-Wan kind of like just turned off his lights or whatever and just really like just said, Anakin, let me help you. Because really Anakin was just a lost dude. Because he was seduced because there was so much stakes raised in this film. He really wanted to, he thinks that Padme is gonna die because his mom, he had a dream sequence that Padme dying, and he's had a similar dream sequence of his mom dying. And that one came out to be true. But then again, yeah, this vision came out to be true because it was all said and planned that Palpatine was planning to get her killed. I feel like even though Anakin had some sort of involvement in her death, I really feel like Palpatine mostly had the involvement of getting her killed. So his vision came true, but then again, the reason why it became true is because Anakin made it become true rather than maybe, I don't know, just try not to worry about it a lot. Even Yoda told him not to worry about it, but then again, at the same time, Yoda told him to stop caring for others, and I'm like, really, bruh? But then again, it's a beautiful, beautiful scene to look at, really. Every scene, it's beautiful to look at. And man, Ian McGregor, man, he looks like Alec Guinness in his movie. Like it's just so great. I just really wish that Obi-Wan really just had a talk with Anakin, just said that, let me help you, man. But no, we get that one stupid scene where they go like, Anakin, the Council is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Really? That's the best you can, okay. That's the best take, okay. But Anakin gets, Obi-Wan has the high ground, and then Anakin tries to attack him, and well, he gets his limbs cut off and he burns to a crisp. And a heartbreaking scene, actually, one of the saddest scenes I've seen in the movie history, which is Obi-Wan just yells at him like, you are the chosen one. I'm like, that's sad. It's just sad. Like, it was supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness. That's just sad. And then I love that one scene where he finally, Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, where Anakin becomes Darth Vader for the first time, that we all know and love. I love that one scene where you see that one shot where you see the mask just about to close on him, and he just looks at it and he's just scared. But then again, if you look closely, like once after he gets scared, he just really like, his face becomes calm as accepting his fate, and then the freaking mask just closes on him and the helmet closes, and boy oh boy, his first first breath he takes is just phenomenal. I mean, it's followed with the no scene, but honestly, I don't really think it's that bad of a scene. Everybody makes fun of it. It's easy to make fun of, but I actually felt his pain there. I really felt it. It really felt bad. So Padme dies. Luke, and instead of having one child, Luke and he has twins, so names them Luke and Leia. And then Leia gets adopted by the Bail Organa's family, Senator Bail Organa's family. And Luke is adopted or just being taken to his uncle Owen and his Aunt Beru. But then again, he's also being watched by Obi-Wan Kenobi, which leads into the events of A New Hope. Yeah. And I love the last shot of the movie where like Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and she's just holding baby Luke, and they just look off into the horizon, into the double sun horizon, and it just becomes. And that's where the real journey begins of the saga. So yeah, I really, really, really love this movie, as you can tell. I really, really dug it. Even though I have my problems and nitpicks, I still think it's an amazing film. If I were to rate this film, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend this movie. In fact, I can even say that you can even skip episode 1 and 2, just head on to episode 3. You're really not going to miss anything at all. So yeah, that's great. I really enjoy it. Out of all the prequel films, man, Revenge of the Sith, to me, it'll always be, a legitimately good or great Star Wars film. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys leave a comment and subscribe. And make sure you guys share with your friends. Make sure you guys hit that bell for notifications. So this is JAVIWOOD Productions signing off. And stay tuned for next time we talk about Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. And keep in mind, the theatrical version. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And may the Force be with you, always.